Have you ever been surrounded by people and still felt completely alone? You laugh with your friends, reply to messages, go out sometimes. From the outside, everything looks normal. But deep inside, something feels missing. You feel disconnected, unseen, emotionally distant. And the strange part is, you cannot even explain it properly, because technically, you are not alone. So why does loneliness still follow you? Why do some people feel the loneliest in crowded rooms? Why can someone have friends, conversations, even attention, and still feel emotionally empty inside? In this video, we are going to explore the hidden psychology behind why you feel lonely even around friends, the emotional habits, mental patterns, and silent disconnects that slowly create loneliness without most people realizing it. And by the end of this video, you will finally understand why this feeling happens, what your mind is secretly craving, and how to slowly reconnect with people and with yourself. And stay till the end, because the last reason is the one almost nobody notices, but it silently destroys emotional connection more than anything else. Let's begin. The first reason you feel lonely around friends is simple. You are physically present, but emotionally absent. Think about modern conversations. People sit together, but everyone is on their phone. People talk, but barely listen deeply. Moments happen, but nobody is fully there. And slowly, relationships become surface level. You can spend hours with people without truly feeling connected. Because real connection is not about proximity, it is about presence. And many people today are mentally somewhere else all the time, thinking, scrolling, overanalyzing. So even while surrounded by others, they never fully experience the moment emotionally. And that creates a strange kind of loneliness. Now here is the second reason. You feel misunderstood. This one hurts deeply. Sometimes you feel like nobody truly understands the real you. You share parts of yourself, but not everything. You hide your stress, your fears, your overthinking, your emotional struggles. And eventually, people only know the safe version of you, the version that smiles, jokes around, acts okay. But inside, you feel emotionally invisible, because the real you stays hidden. And when people cannot connect with your true emotions, loneliness quietly grows. Now let's talk about something most people never realize. The third reason you feel lonely is because you crave emotional depth, not just social interaction. Some people can talk all day and still feel empty afterward. Why? Because shallow conversations do not feed emotional connection. Talking about random things is easy, but talking about fears, dreams, pain, insecurities, and real emotions, that creates closeness. And many people secretly crave deeper conversations but rarely experience them. So even with friends around them, they still feel emotionally disconnected because their mind is asking for understanding, not just company. Now here comes another powerful reason. You compare your friendships to unrealistic expectations. Social media makes friendships look perfect. Huge friend groups, constant fun, always laughing. And your brain starts believing everyone else feels deeply connected all the time. But that is not reality. Even people with many friends can feel lonely. Even confident people can feel emotionally disconnected. The difference is, most people hide it. So when you compare your real emotional experience to fake online perfection, your loneliness feels even heavier. Now here is one of the biggest hidden reasons. You stopped connecting with yourself. This sounds strange at first, but it is true. People who feel disconnected internally often feel disconnected socially too. If you constantly ignore your own emotions, avoid your thoughts, or distract yourself non-stop, you slowly lose touch with yourself. And when you are disconnected from yourself, it becomes difficult to feel deeply connected to others. Because emotional connection starts internally first. That is why some people feel lonely even in relationships. Their external world looks full, but internally, they feel emotionally distant. Now let's talk about another painful truth. Sometimes you feel lonely because you are afraid of being fully seen. You fear judgment, rejection, embarrassment. So you hold parts of yourself back. You become careful. You say what sounds acceptable instead of what feels real. And slowly, your relationships become emotionally filtered. But real connection requires vulnerability, not perfection. The strongest emotional bonds happen when people feel safe enough to be honest. And many people secretly want deep connection, while also being terrified of emotional exposure. So they stay emotionally guarded. And guarded people often feel lonely, even when surrounded by others. Now, here comes the reason most people never notice. Modern life trains people to consume connection instead of build it. Think about it. People scroll through thousands of faces online every week. Messages, stories, videos. Your brain receives constant social stimulation. But stimulation is not the same as emotional connection. Watching people online tricks the brain into feeling socially occupied, while emotionally disconnected at the same time. And this creates emotional emptiness. Your mind becomes full of interaction, but starved of real closeness. Now, let's talk about the deepest reason of all. You may feel lonely around friends because you are changing internally. Sometimes people outgrow old emotional environments. You start thinking differently, feeling differently, wanting deeper meaning in life. And suddenly, old conversations no longer fulfill you emotionally. This does not mean your friends are bad people. It simply means your emotional needs evolved. And growth can feel lonely sometimes, especially when nobody around you fully understands the person you are becoming. But this is important to understand. Loneliness is not always proof that nobody loves you. Sometimes it is proof that your soul is craving deeper connection, deeper understanding, and deeper peace. And that feeling is more common than people realize. Now, here is the good news. This feeling can change. The first step is learning to become emotionally present again. Listen deeply. Experience moments fully. Put distractions away sometimes. The second step is allowing yourself to be more emotionally honest. Not perfectly open with everyone, but real. Because real connection grows through authenticity. The third step is reconnecting with yourself. Spend quiet time alone without constant noise. Understand your emotions instead of escaping them. Because the more connected you feel internally, the easier emotional connection becomes externally. And finally, stop believing that loneliness means weakness. Some of the deepest thinkers, kindest people, and most emotionally aware people experience loneliness very deeply. Not because they are broken, but because they crave meaningful connection in a world full of distractions. So if you feel lonely around friends sometimes, you are not strange. You are human. And understanding this feeling is the first step toward healing it. Because real connection is not about being surrounded by people. It is about feeling understood, feeling safe, feeling emotionally seen. And once you begin building those deeper connections, loneliness slowly loses its power. Not overnight, but little by little, your world starts feeling warmer again. And one day, you stop feeling alone in crowded rooms. Because you finally learn how to connect. Not just socially, but emotionally.